I'm Roan Manguera. I'm a manager in a US-based travel agency, and I'm also the creator and hand and heart behind the Tropik handmade soap. And this is my article and design podcast episode.
You're listening to Article and Design Podcast, a podcast made with love for Filipino freelancers, small business owners, and digital agencies. I am your host, Margaret Lopez. I am a digital marketing strategist for over 8 years now, and I created Article and Design. Be part of our 1 million mission in transforming 1 million Filipinos to becoming a super freelancer and live the life and work they love. Join me as I sit down and discuss with our fellow freelancers and business owners about their process, their monumental screw-up, and the tips that they swear by to help you win in this freelance game forever. Hi, everyone, to all the listeners of the Article and Design podcast. And we are back with our brand new episode. And today we are going to interview the one and only Roan Juliet Manguera. Roan is the crafty creator behind the vegan-friendly handmade soaps called Tropik. If you don't know Tropik, check out her Facebook, Tropik Goods. You will find mga beautiful na mga handmade soaps. And parang, kung ako, ayoko siyang gamitin, gusto ko siyang kainin. Right? So, Roan, can I call you Ro na lang? Kasi parang habi
Yes.
mo Roan. Alright.
Yes, you may.
So,
Yeah.
All right. So, Ro, thank you for being in the podcast. And I'm so happy you made it. I understand that this is not your thing, diba? Because you're an introvert. I can totally understand that. And I can totally relate to that. Pero, diba? Here we are.
Yes. And now we're here.
Exactly. So, yeah. I'm so happy na tinanggap mo yung invitation namin to be here.
Yeah. I'm also grateful that you invited me, and I'm happy to be here. Thank you for the invitation. Happy to be here.
Yeah. So I'm really, really excited sa episode na to, guys, because Ro did a very, very good brand. Gusto ko siya every time na fina-follow ko siya kasi sa Facebook and Instagram. So every time nakikita ko siya, alam mo yun, parang feeling ko kasali din ako sa process niya dun sa paggawa niya ng mga handmade soaps. We will dive deep dun sa kanyang process later on. But yeah, to start, Ro, I have to confess something sa'yo, no? I did a lot of research sa'yo online. I did a lot of research, pero napaka-elusive mo. Halos wala akong makita about sa'yo. But aside sa, I saw that you're from Ateneo de Davao.
Yeah.
Yan, dun ka galing. And then,
Yeah.
I saw this, meron kang isang picture na lumang-luma na. Naka-beanie ka ng red.
Yes.
If you can remember that.
That's really old.
Hindi ka tumanda, ha? Pero outside of that, Ro, wala na ako nakita about sa'yo. Right?
Okay.
Aside sa, of course, the obvious one, alam ko na ikaw yung creator ng Tropik. Can you share to us, sino ka, anong ginagawa mo ngayon, and then, ano yung journey mo to becoming a small business owner?
I'm a Davaoeña. I was born and raised there. And yes, I graduated from Ateneo de Davao. And then after graduation, I worked in a BPO in Manila. I was there for 2 years. And then our account transferred or put up an office or a site in Cebu. I was selected as one of the pioneers to relocate to Cebu to start the office there. After 2 years in Manila, I transferred to Cebu. I transferred here like 2007. So that was like a long time ago na. And then I moved to Clark for work as a corporate travel consultant. I stayed there for 2-3 years. Actually, I moved a lot, Cebu and then Clark. I left my job as a corporate travel consultant there. And then I stayed for a bit in Baguio. I lived there for like 6 months. And then before I moved back to Cebu, and that's where I am now. When I started my brand, it was accumulation of my interest, which is mostly travel and the things that I love. And where I am now is a product of my experiences and where I've been. Yeah.
Parang siyang journey. Yung growth mo dun sa Tropik is parang tama, accumulated siya sa lahat ng experience mo sa life eh. Which is very good because I believe yung brands na nag-thrive talaga is yung representation din ng personality ng mga owner behind it. Kaya nga tinatawag na creation mo yun eh. Because it's your baby, because it's a product of yung mga personality mo din. And you moved quite a lot, ano?
Yes, I did.
So, hindi mo namimiss ang Davao?
I miss Davao whenever I see trash on the streets kasi malinis doon. Well organized. Last time I went home, medyo matraffic na. But, the good old Davao na peaceful and malinis. Walang trash everywhere. Those are the times that I miss Davao.
Yeah. You mentioned na you're working as a manager sa US-based and travel agency. But is this a freelance work or parang full-time work siya?
Right now, it's a full-time work already, but I started as a freelancer. I joined the company when I was living in Baguio. So I was referred by former colleague na there's an opportunity to work in a US-based online travel agency and it's going to be freelance. So I said yes. So for the entire time I was in Baguio, I was doing freelance work, home-based, remote work for this travel agency. And then the reason why I moved back to Cebu is because the owner wanted to put up an office here in Cebu. That's why I relocated here because we had to set up an office here. And when we set up an office here, that's when we went all the registration. So it's already a full-time job. The business in Cebu is already like 3-4 years old. And it's quite gratifying that I was there from the start. I was one of the people who really put the foundation, helped it grow. My official title in the company is corporate secretary, but I do all kinds of things. I manage the ticketing team. I also oversee the HR, human resources, and the accounting departments. So they all report to me.
Yeah. Kumbaga parang ikaw na yung boss
Yeah,
technically.
Yes, technically.
Diba? We will dive deep later mamaya regarding sa full-time job mo and then sa small business mo because I have a related question later. Thank you for that very lengthy introduction. Kasi, ang galing mo pala epitome ka talaga ng article and design. Kasi yung article and design, what we cater for is para sa mga freelancers and mga business owners or digital agencies. So, nandun ka Pasok ka talaga So, all-in-one ka, kumbaga. So, isa kang full-time na, but you started as a freelancer.
Yes.
And then, meron kang side hustle. So, yeah, that's why sabi ko talaga, you're a really, really good fit dito sa ating podcast. So, yeah. So, guys, wow, ang busy ni Ro. Ang dami niyang ginagawa sa buhay. Going back to the Tropik, which is yung handmade soaps. This is vegan, diba? Vegan.
Yes, they are. Yes, they are currently. I might create soaps that are not vegan, but for now, I do my best to be all plant-based.
Yeah, nice. Going back to the Tropik, ako talaga may biases ako sa mga tao na crafty, parang gano'n, yung may mga skills talaga sa, like, yung mga hands nila. Like, ikaw, you make soaps. One of our interviews here before, sa season 2, is si Ella. She's a writer or transcriber. Tapos at the same time, nagko-crochet siya. Nagko-crochet din siya. I admire these people, mga tulad niyo. So, my question is, paano mo nakuha yung idea or yung concept sa business mo na handmade soaps? Can you tell me more about that one?
I would say na I did not consider myself as a crafty person until now because I don't have like creative projects. On top of my head, I don't remember doing any crafty projects. Like I don't do crochet, I can't draw. I don't have any handmade things, crafty things until I made soaps. And I'd say na Tropic is accidental. It came about accidentally because what really led me to soap making is my interest in tiny living, mindful, intentional living. I am a YouTube tambay, and I was interested. I was watching videos about minimalism, stoicism, intentional living, permaculture, low waste, zero waste living. those things. So as I was watching all these videos, one of the recommended videos was soap making. I clicked on it and something clicked. I'm like, I can do this,
Mm.
you know? So, and that was like 2018. At the time, I was really looking for something that I can do outside of work. I was looking for a creative outlet. And
Hey, do you want to become a super freelancer? A super freelancer is a highly paid, creative, happy, and globally competitive freelancer. If you want to become one, you can enroll in our Super Freelancers course, 21 Steps to Fast Track Your Freelancing Business. We will teach you how to create systems, automate some of your workload, and how to avoid the feast and famine situation of chasing clients after clients. So go to artisanaldesigncourses.com and use the coupon code PODCASTFRIEND to get your 400 pesos discount. This is exclusive to our podcast listeners only. So see you there.
soap making interested me. I thought, oh, okay, the video that I watched, it looked simple. It looked easy to make. So I got interested. It wasn't something consciously na, okay, I'm gonna make a business out of it. It was just like an interest. So I dove into it. I bought materials, I bought the ingredients. I did that. I made soaps for fun, for personal use for like 2 years. A year after I discovered soap making, I planned on selling them, but it did not materialize. I created the Tropic Goods page sa Instagram muna, and then I hinted in my personal Instagram page that I might sell it, but it never happened because I was too scared. I didn't consider myself as entrepreneurial or a business person or someone who would sell something. I was not brave enough to go out there and get out of my comfort zone and share something that I love and something I believe in. So then pandemic happened. We went into lockdown, diba? First few months, I was just Netflixing and watching YouTube. I wasn't really being productive at all outside of my work. And then when the pandemic happened, we're a travel agency, so we were greatly affected. Our work hours were reduced, so we were basically working part-time na. And what would I do with all that time? So I was just watching movies, videos, and all that. And I thought, why not go back to making soap again? Because first, I was running out of soaps. I did not use commercial soap since I started soap making. Yeah. Yeah. So I was already running out of soap. So I need to make a batch na. Then I thought, okay, like why not launch this as a business? It's a creative outlet. It's an additional income because of the reduced hours. It was a perfect time for me to really release or let go of the inhibitions. Kasi nag-pandemic na at lahat. Why am I still scared? I mean,
yeah. I get that. So, I'm curious, ano yung pinaka ginawa mo na, okay, nag-start ka na talaga sa selling. Of course, it's a business. You have to do marketing.
yes. Yeah.
So, like, binenta mo ba siya? Like, sa friends lang muna? Or nag-contact ka ng, nag-hire ka ng someone to brand muna? Parang ganun, your product. Or binenta mo muna siya sa friends mo? Parang ganun.
Binenta ko muna siya sa friends ko, sa mga kakilala ko. But before I told them, I had some friends test out the soaps. But basically, I started out selling them to friends and giving out soaps to friends and family. And when I sold a few bars of soaps, I tell the buyers now, give me feedback so that I can improve on the formula, what it feels like. A lot of consumers really have preferences in terms of soaps. Like, I had to provide that space for me to receive feedback. It was just first friends and family. I am bad at marketing. I don't even know how to market it. So I just posted pictures and talked about the soaps in my social media accounts. And that's where I started.
Yeah, ang galing. Yeah, like many of us, nakaka-relate ako dun eh. Kung may business tayo, yung first talaga natin na dinadamay is yung friends and family, di ba? I mean, you have to. Even sa freelancers, what I always tell them, you have to look around your circle your network mo na. And that's the time din kasi na may feedback silang ibibigay sa'yo, diba? So at least meron kang parang beta product mo na, then release mo, tapos may improve mo siya. So yeah, wow. Guys, so it was accidental. May nagagawa pala yung pagbababa sa YouTube.
Oo, correct.
So,
Oo, may result din pala, yung positive outcome din yung pagtatambay sa YouTube.
yeah, kasi ano din naman, maganda din naman yung pinapanood mo eh. Like, even me, I started practicing minimalism sa life ko. And then, ngayon, binabasa ko yung stoicism. So, yeah, favorite ko so far is The Good Life. Yung pinaka-old na stoic book. So, yeah, anyways, I like the story because it was just accidental. And then, sinabi mo, uy, this is interesting. This is interesting. So, ginawa mo siya. Tapos ginawa mo na siya for like 2 years, no? It was a personal consumption.
Yes.
Diba? And then, eto din, it's a product of a pandemic din eh. Which is a really, really good story. I know a lot of businesses and mga freelancers na nagsimula sila dahil sa pandemic. Ngayon. Kasi na-realize nila na, hey, ano bang gagawin natin sa time natin? Diba? We have to make this worthwhile. Yung tama sinabi mo, matatakot ka pa ba? Pandemic na. Ngayon ka pa mamahiya. It's worse than pandemic. That's a really inspiring story. Sometimes we really go out of our comfort zones eh. I think that's the most important thing din. Kasi parang if we're too comfortable sa kung saan tayo, then every time we go grow.
Yeah.
Then you will never know na this Tropik brand will come to life. In connection with that, Ro, yung next question kasi is, personally, as a digital marketer, I really like yung branding, Tropik. First and foremost, gusto ko yung color, yung hex codes, kumbaga, na ginamit ng brand. And of course, number one, gusto ko yung name, Tropik. Sobrang simple pero distinctive. Tropik. So, gusto ko yung brand. The whole packaging, gusto ko siya. Tapos yung ginagawa mo pa is, pinapakita mo sa amin na followers mo, paano mo siya ginagawa, yung process. So, kaya nga tulad ng sinabi ko sa'yo kanina, every time na pinapanood ko yung mga videos mo, parang feeling ko nandun din ako sa tabi mo. Parang feeling ko kasali din ako sa paggawa ng soap. So, okay, ready na ako. Kunin ko maliligo na. So, I really like yung emotion na binibigay ng brand mo. Aside from all the brand identity aspects, the color, the font, mga ganun. But my question is, kung ikaw ang tatanungin as the business owner, anong feeling mo na unique sa business mo? Na wala sa iba? Or like, nawala sa competitors mo, kumbaga?
My brand is an extension of myself and what I'm really interested in. And I have this collection, 2 collections that I'm really proud of. And I think that speaks about me and what Tropik is about. First, I have the tea collection and the bayan collection. So these 2 collections are representations of 2 things that I love, which is tea. I love tea and I love traveling. Tea collection, I make soaps out of tea. So I brew the tea, I brew the actual tea leaves, loose leaves, and all of that. So I have the tea collection. And the other one, Bayan collection, is they are soaps inspired by the places that I've traveled to, I've been in, and I've lived in. Especially by the Bayan collection, it's really something close to my heart because when I conceptualize the soap, I picture it as a representation of that place, how I picture the place, and then translate it into soap. For example, sa Bayan soap, currently I have 4 soaps there. There's one named Pulag, then there's Cordillera, there's Davao, and there's Cebu. With Cebu, it's a spa salt bar. And it's from the inspiration that Cebu is an island. There are a lot of beaches. And Cebu is where I had my first spa experience. And then the Pulag, it's golden yellow, it's orange yellow, and it has
the sunrise and sunset.
Yes, the sunrise and the sunset of Pulag. And then Cordillera, it has brown for the earth and green for the greenery. And then Davao, because I was born and raised there. That's where I'm from. So these two collections, which I'm really, really proud of, and it's something that I think I'm gonna really pursue. And these collections are what's unique to my brand. I could make a lot of soaps. I could make a lot of varieties, fragrance combinations, ingredients combinations, but these two collections would be like a staple to my brand. And I hope na it's gonna be what's gonna be identifiable to me aside from the mood and everything.
Yeah, nice. Yeah, I like it that you mentioned na it is an extension kasi the one that you're doing right now, your personal product is an extension of yourself. Wala naman sa logo yung mukha mo, di ba? Wala doon. So, although hindi ka nakikita dun sa front-end branding mo, pero yung creation kasi is out of your personal experiences. Kung tatanungin ka, may story behind eh. So,
Yeah.
exactly. Oh, ang ganda nung sa Cebu kasi nandun ka first nagka-spa.
Oo. Yes.
But it's a reflection of personal branding talaga na we touch talaga siya ng personality. That's unique kasi project mo din yung personality mo. Parang pwede mo kasi masabi na parang passion siya eh. May creativity outlet. Pagkatapos, nagiging business din siya. Diba? Accidentally. Diba? So, it's a passion project. Kumbaga eh.
Yes.
It's your business. Which is really good kasi pag ginagawa mo siya, nag-enjoy ka. I like it that ganun mo siya tinitingnan. It's an extension of your brand. So it's also a personal brand that doesn't have to be na nandun yung picture mo.
Correct.
Kasi akala kasi nila, when it's personal brand, nandun dapat yung picture mo.
Yung picture mo.
Pero hindi eh. The way Ro is doing it, guys, is may input siya behind sa creations niya. Sa personality niya yung sa creation niya.
And also, I want to say na the reason why I share those videos of how I make soap, it's because I want my followers to see how it's done, how it's made, and in a way make them understand how these products came about. So when they buy it, they know where it's from, how it's made. It's not just mindless consumerism, but you make mindful decisions and mindful consumption when you buy this. So, ako personally, I don't want to promote na bili ka ng product ko because I said so. Maganda siya or beneficial. Much better for the environment. It's much better for your skin. You bought it because you believe in the product, and it's a culmination of the journey from start to finish of that product.
So you can say na parang pag pinurchase, nanood ako ng product mo, tapos pinurchase ko siya. Parang intentional.
I don't view this as just a business. It's also a journey. So if you go along with the journey with me, you'd understand the philosophy and the ethics behind the brand. So you support the brand or the product because you really believe in it and you understand the benefits and the concept behind it, not just because you want it. There might be a thin line sa want mo na want lang because it's beautiful and it's because it's aesthetically pleasing, and i-support mo siya because it's something that you believe in and you really, really want to embody.
Yeah, and the brand kasi is behind the mission eh. Na yun nga, it was at least minimal waste. And then it's the product of a person na ginagawa niya sa handmade talaga. So yeah, I mean, lahat-lahat na siya eh. Tama ka, di ba? It's a culmination of everything, yung process. Parang siyang journey. So parang us as buyers, parang kasali na rin kami sa journey mo. Kaya pinapakita mo din paano siya ginawa. Interested ako dito sa gusto kong tanungin sa'yo. Kasi na-mention mo na yung journey mo, di ba? Tapos sinimulan mo talaga yung pag-push ng brand na maging a small business siya last year. Question ko, how long did it take you to feel successful na nung nilabas mo na siya as a brand?
I don't feel successful yet. Success na in terms of I have a lot of revenues and all that. Not in that kind of sense of success. Just being able to get out of my comfort zone and put it out there, then I feel successful already because it took a lot of bravery and confidence in me to do that. All of us have different definitions and pictures of what success is. But in terms of personal gratification because of the reasons I've mentioned before, then I feel successful in that way.
To tell you frankly, I think yung success mo is the time na pinanood mo siya, tapos sinabi mo sa sarili mo, hey, I can do it. I
Yeah.
can try something. I think nandun pa lang kasi is when we're trying to do things and to create things, we're coming out of current knowledge lang natin eh. It's like most freelancers and business owners, hindi
Mm.
na kung ano yung tinapos namin, yun ang ginagawa namin ngayon eh. You're right, it's a journey, it's a process. And we're so thankful, I myself then, and kasali kami dun sa process mo. And I'm looking forward anong mangyayari sa'yo in the next year. And I'm pretty sure na yung revenue is for sure maabot siya this year. May mafe-feel ka na doon. Going back to that, kung ikaw lang tatanungin, where do you see the business in the next 2 years or 5 years from now? Anong nai-envision mo? Kasi di ba, business owner, dapat, ano ka daw, visionary ka daw, di ba? So, yeah.
Next 2-3 years, I'm hoping to do more partnerships with different brands. Right now, I have a partnership with another brand. Now we do gift sets together, but I want to expand to get more partnership from other brands for collaborative projects. I also want to accept wholesale or bulk orders for different businesses. In 5 years, hopefully, I'll have my own studio, my own soap studio, dedicated space for me for research and development, product development. I'm not sure if I want to do a brick and mortar store. I'd love to because it's different when you sell online and actual store. So I want to have a brick and mortar store so that they can have like an hands-on tactile experience of the product.
I think doon din talaga papunta eh, ng mga businesses. And I think doon ka papunta eh, if hindi ka magsistop ha. When we start a business, magsiscale siya eh. Circumstances permitting, di ba? So magsiscale siya. And I like yung sinabi mo na it would be nice to have a brick and mortar na shop, if you like. Ganun. Kasi this is true, especially sa mga, kasi di ba sinasabi nila ngayon, i-online mo na lahat ng business, i-online mo na. Yes, yeah, the answer is full. Lahat naman talaga dapat may online, ordering, and etc. But I like what you said na, eto kasi, mas maganda kasi siya pag na-experience mo siya personally, nandun ka eh. So not all brands or products, okay lang siya sa online eh. Minsan, maganda din siya pag nakikita mo siya talaga in person. Pinupuntahan mo yung parang, like the likes of the, I don't know if you're familiar, yung, I think Lush. Every time na pupunta, nadadaanan ko siya dito, ang bango niya eh.
Ang bango niya talaga. You can really detect na, okay, there's a Lush store.
Alam mo talaga kagad, di ba, na may Lush. Di ba? Ang bango niya eh. Kahit wala kang bibilhin, pupunta ka doon eh.
Correct.
Pupunta ka, papasok ka, tapos biglang may binili ka na. Kasi nga, na-experience mo, na-touch mo siya, and it's, alam mo yun, tapos may philosophy behind the brand din eh. Because it's a vegan product then. I like it na sinabi mo na, yeah, it would be nice then na to have that kind of experience for the consumers. Right. We're rooting for you. We're rooting for the Tropik. So that would be in Cebu, no? For sure. So,
yes.
Yeah, I like that may nai-envision ka sa business mo because that's really important. The only way to actually predict the future is to create it. So nandito ka na sa first step mo. Second step, third step, fifth step, yung ganun na. Then nandun ka na sa yung pinaka-gusto mo talaga. I'm curious, actually. Kasi di ba kanina napag-usapan natin na you're also working as a manager sa travel agency. And then, may side hustle ka.
Yes.
Tapos, ikaw mismo yung hands-on eh. Gumagawa ng mga soaps. So, I'm curious, paano mo naman manage yung day mo? Ang lagi kasing tinatanong sa akin ng mga freelancers, yung mga gusto nila mag-side hustle, wala daw silang time kasi may job sila. Wala daw silang time. Yun ang excuse lagi eh, na may gusto silang gawin as a side business pero wala daw time. Pwede mo ba kaming bigyan ng konting snippet lang? Paano ba i-manage yung ganun?
Yeah. How I work is, I schedule my Tropik work around my full-time job. And right now, luckily, kasi we are in reduced hours, so I don't work 40 hours a week for my full-time work. I would only work like 20 hours or less. If there's any ad hoc work that I need to do for my full-time job, I do that. But it would only play around 20 hours a week for now. I'm grateful for that because I have more time to work on Tropik. I have a fixed schedule for my full-time job. And then after, when I log out, that's when I do my Tropik work. It would be interesting once we go back to our normal operations now 40 hours a week. That would
Magiging
be really
challenge.
interesting. Yeah, I think it's gonna be challenging. I haven't actually really reflected on that kung anong gagawin ko. But I
Ah,
feel lucky right now that I can put these two together, my full-time job and my side hustle together. It becomes my full
mm.
40-hour work week routine. I'm gonna
Time
worry.
management, no? Time
Uh-uh.
management din.
Yeah. I think also the reason why I still able to manage my time is I don't produce as much soaps. I don't produce large batches of
Mass.
soaps. Yeah, I don't mass produce. I only do like small micro batches and I sell them. That's why it doesn't take a lot of effort and time to make, to create, or to sell them. And actually, I really intentionally do that because I'm aware I can't leave my full time job right now because they need me there. I still have a lot of responsibilities in there. And I consciously made a decision to really just do micro batches and small batches right now. So, hindi siya masagasaan yung full-time job ko. I won't compromise my mental health or mas-stress ako. Ganun.
After all, we all live 24 hours naman. Meron tayong, hindi ka naman, meron 30 hours, diba? So, may 24 hours tayo lahat. I think, it's all about, yung nga sabi mo, it's intentional. You have to be intentional sa ginagawa mo. Alam mo na, pag sinobrahan mo, produce, syempre, maapektuhan yung work mo. Maapektuhan ka rin, wala ka ng pahinga, walang beauty
Correct.
rest, walang spa, diba?
Ah,
Yung ganun. Yeah, it's all about time management din, guys. And you have to set expectations sa ginagawa mo. Kasi like, we all have 24 hours, but paano mo ipapasok yung mga ginagawa mo? Yung time management mo.
Yeah. In line with that, you really have to determine your priorities and to balance them. You will have a lot of priorities, but you determine or categorize which one is important and urgent and all of that.
Yeah.
And you also need to learn when to say yes or no to things because if you just say yes lang to a lot of things, I wouldn't blame you. You would really grab all these opportunities because they are opportunities. We all have our reasons of accepting them, but definitely there will come a time that you would have to learn to say no for your sanity and so that you will have more time to do more important things for yourself
That you enjoyed it.
that you enjoy then and that you really, really value.
Yeah, I like it. So guys, know your priorities. Diba? Just know your priorities and balance it and manage your time. Or, and be intentional. Just hindi lahat yes. Of course, yeah, we have to say no to mga things or else mababurn out ka.
One of the practices of stoicism is you envision, I don't know the actual term, I forgot. You envision yourself in the worst case possible, in worst case scenario. So you're not being pessimistic, but you just meditate on what's the worst that could happen and how are you going to handle it. I envisioned myself now, okay, if I'm going to launch the business, what's the worst that could happen? No one's going to buy it. No one's going to be interested. So if that happens, anong mangyayari sa akin? Am I going to be okay? And I realized, yes, I'm going to be okay. It's not going to be the end of the world if nobody buys. It just motivates me to think differently, or it just encourages or it motivates me to try something new or to look at in a different perspective. You know, so it's really how you react to things and to your circumstances, and that's practically it's really really helpful if you have like anxiety, if you're worrisome, and it has helped me really be okay with when things are not okay. Thank you, stoicism, for for the life lesson.
Okay, so we kind of unwrap a lot of things, Rona. I'm so happy na nag-open up ka talaga. I know for an introvert, medyo ano yun, diba? Medyo effort yun. But yeah, thank you for trusting me. So, this is very common na tinatanong talaga namin sa mga creators or mga business owners na bisita natin dito sa podcast. Kasi ang dami nating natutunan dito sa mga experience nila eh. So this one, Ro, What was your biggest failure ba? Either sa freelancing mo or as a person or sa journey ng business mo. Ano ba yung biggest failure mo? Paano mo siya in-overcome? Tapos ano yung lessons na natutunan mo doon?
Okay. So far, my biggest failures sa Tropic was I failed to plan well for the holiday season last year. I actually planned on what products to launch on December, but I didn't realize that since the holidays is a gift-giving season, na gift na holiday boxes and gift sets are a thing pala. I'm not a shopper, so hindi ako masyadong familiar sa trends and and what the buyers actually want. Yung mga seasonal offerings. So I'm not aware of that. That's when I realized na may mga seasonal offerings pala, yung mga ganun. I failed to plan around that. So I only made soaps na I can sell individually. I didn't have like Christmas themed sets. Yeah, which I had inquiries about them. And then I realized, ay, wala ako. Wala akong ganun. I just replied na, unfortunately, I don't have that, but I can wrap the soaps in a gifty way. But that's not what they want. They want like a set na may mga abubot and all, my theme siya. And with all the bells and whistles ng holiday gift sets. I learned from that. As early as now, I'm already planning on what to do for December. As a business owner who has started, is a good lesson. It may not be like a huge failure as you imagine it, but at this rate, it's my failure. It's my huge failure. Yeah.
Yeah. Pag Christmas or holiday season, nandun talaga yung mga parang gift-giving talaga eh, di ba? Yeah, it's unfortunate na na-miss mo yun. Yung part na yun. Oo, kasi malay mo dun pala sana talaga umakyat yung growth, yung revenue eh, di ba? Kasi nga, tayo minsan may mga last minute purchase tayo na, ayan na lang, maganda, one set na, yan na. Kagad, mga regalo na, mga ganun, di ba? There's still time, bro. Don't worry, there's still time. Kasi sinabi mo, nagpa-plan ka na ngayon. And maybe you can do it every, whatever season, whatever festivity na meron sa Pilipinas. Valentine's.
Mother's Day.
Father's Day. Mga ganun. You could try something.
With the method that I use in soap making, it's really important na we plan ahead talaga. Kasi it takes time for us to not really make the soap because we can make the soap like in a day or in just a few hours. Pero we wait for at least a month kasi to cure the soaps, to dry it out. For Valentine's, I had to make it last December. I had to make the soaps at least a month in advance. Planning is integral in soap making, especially in the method that I use. But I have to be better at it kasi nga to avoid missed opportunities.
Yeah. But you learned now, so yeah. Watch out, guys. May mga magagandang boxes na si Tropik very, very soon, di ba? Hindi naman siya, like, sasabihin natin na massive, biggest failure, pero it's a missed opportunity for the business.
Yes.
Diba? So it's still considered a failure. Why we do business? Kasi, of course, we need revenue din, di ba?
Yeah, we need
revenue kasi, di ba? It's barter eh. Diba?
That's why it's called business.
Kaya nga business, di ba? Ayun. So, yeah. So, guys, learn from her mistake then. If may mga similar, mga businesses, you have to have like a holiday set then. Kung ano may mga products niyo. So, regarding that, Ro, so may lesson ka na learn, no? Ano yung, yung one piece of advice mo na ibibigay to someone na nag-start lang din, then gusto i-pursue yung similar path sa'yo?
My one piece of advice for all you guys is to really start with your why and then go back to it whenever you need direction and inspiration. It's definitely important to really reflect on why you even started your thing at all, whether it's an advocacy, so that you have a source of income. And then whenever you feel uninspired or demotivated or you encounter challenges, whatever situation you'll be in, you have that one thing that you can go back to and then start from there again to move forward. Yeah. So it could be anything. It could be something that you're skilled at. It could be something that you love, but most importantly, it should be something that you are willing to put hard work in. If we do something out of necessity, why do we do that? And then if we say that it's because you need to make a living, pay the bills, put something on the table, even if you fail in one venture, you can do another or think of another because you have that one thing that pushes you and pulls you to the right direction or to whatever direction you need to go to.
Mm. Yeah. Wow. Yeah, that's so good. It's like your ano it's like your core. Parang
Ah,
yun yung core mo eh. Kasi ano ba yung core? Like sa body natin, yung core is, di ba yun yung nagsistabilize, nagbabalance
yes.
na
Ah,
posture natin and everything. Yun ang
mm,
kaya importante, di ba, na i-work out yung core. But yeah, going back, I like what you said talaga. Kasi I had the same experience. I don't know if we're friends on Facebook. I don't know if you've seen my post last week, I guess. I felt exhausted talaga. Kasi hindi lang naman yung ito, yung podcast and yung group, yung article design ginagawa ko. I'm working then, di ba?
mm,
And then I run the business for my clients, mga ganun, ganun. I love what I do talaga. I love what I do.
mm, mm,
And I never look back eh, di ba?
mm,
Ito na talaga, hindi ako naging doktor, hindi ako naging lawyer. Alam mo yun.
mm,
So, ito na ako. I love what I do, pero we're humans. Di ba
mm,
pagod tayo? At saka parang tinatanong ko minsan yung sarili ko, worth it ba yung ginagawa ko? Provide ako ng provide ng mga content or lessons yung mga tao. Parang
mm,
ganito. Bakit ginagawa? Nakakapagod. Parang ganito, may hay fever pa ako eh, kasi may allergies ako, di ba? Ganun.
mm,
Tapos spring season dito, ganun. So pagod talaga ako. Dumating talaga sa point na exhausted. Tapos, naka-receive ako ng message from one of our members sa community namin na sinabi niya na na-inspire daw siya nung napanood niya yung webinar ko, tsaka yung path or journey ko, ganun, as a freelancer or a business owner. Tapos sabi ko, yeah, this is my why eh. So I went back to my why. Tapos,
mm,
yeah, okay. Sabi ko, I know my why. This is my core value. Sabi ko, yeah,
mm.
okay. Continue tayo. Alam mo yun,
Ah,
kasi Bisaya pa, padayon.
sige, yes, padayon lang.
Na yun, di ba? So, ganun. You're right. It is very important na alam natin yung core value natin, yung core natin talaga, why we're doing this. You have to have your why. Start with
Mm,
your why. Babalik tayo eh. Babalik tayo dun. And
oo.
tama ka, kahit ano pang venture na gagawin mo, para siyang yun yung northern star mo eh. Di ba?
Yes, that's the term, Northern Star.
It's like your northern star eh. Yun yung compass mo eh.
Mm,
Diba? Whatever direction na iti-take mo. Tropik ba?
oo.
Isipin mo sa
Yeah,
sunod. Andun
oo.
siya yun eh. Yung northern star mo nandun siya.
Mm,
So yeah.
mm.
Thank you for sharing that, bro.
Yeah, I also wanna share na I also had a period sa full-time job ko.
Mm.
I had a period of I wanted to give up na and I want to leave na because I felt tired and it just exhausted me. I had a period na I really really wanted to leave already. Ito sa current job ko, I really wanted to leave already because I wanted to do something else. I'm not sure if I was bored or I was just running away from the problems that we had before because we were growing and there were birthing pains and there were
Teething problems, no?
operational problems and all of that. I was tired and I was burnt out and motivated. I reflected on that and I went back to why I even started it. I love the company. I wanted it to grow. I wanted to see it really grow. I want to see my colleague succeed in their current position, and then I want to see them get promoted or do other things, expand their skill sets. And I wouldn't be able to see that if I leave.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really felt that tug of war na leave or not. And what really helped me is I went back to why I'm in this company in the first place. Why I even helped start it up in the first place. It's also really helpful, no, na there's someone to remind you of that, na you're doing a good job, even if you feel like shit or
Exactly.
at least you need that validation din again. You need that validation. That year, I was planning to leave, and then we had the company outing, and the owner, my boss, really thanked me for all I've done. And he said na, our company wouldn't be here without Roan. And I was like, I felt like crying then. So this is the validation I needed, and it really helped me see the value of the work that I've done and will do pa. Uh,
Wow, alam mo, dapat dumami pa yung mga employees na tulad mo. Nandun yung nandun yung care. Alam mo yun, you're very instrumental tama ka, sa growth ng company niyo eh. Tama yung boss mo, I must agree. You're very instrumental sa pag-start nila. And then, bumalik ka sa why mo, di ba? Tao lang tayo. Minsan kailangan ng validation. I mean, whether we like it or not, whether we admit it or not, nakakatulong yung validation eh.
Correct.
So your company is very lucky to have you. So that's another validation, okay?
This goes out to everyone, even if you're not the boss and you see your colleagues working hard, you praise them for the great job or for the good job that they do. If you see them not in the mood or really struggling, then you offer help. We also need to learn to validate ourselves, give ourselves a pat on the back. Yes, we're doing okay. Yeah, you're doing okay.
Yeah, that's true. That's why dun papasok yung why mo din eh. Even without somebody else's validation. No, this is how far I've come, hindi pa how far I will go. Parang ganun. So, nandito na ako eh. So, probably you don't know, you're halfway na talaga dun sa parang goal mo eh, diba? So, yeah. Ang dami natin na-discuss eh, no? May stoicism tayo. Mindfulness, may minimalism. Waste, yung minimal waste, mga ganun. And then ngayon, yung mga Northern Star pa, diba? But it's important eh. I think, hindi lang sa freelancers, sa lahat, diba? It's buong pagkatao na we have to have something na yung core natin, yung why natin. Alright. Kasi na-mention mo kanina, meron kang 2 personal brands, like yung Bayan tsaka yung tea.
Yes.
So, isa lang, pumili ka ng isa lang. Ano yung pinaka-favorite mo na soap brand? Soap, ano ba tawag yan? Flavor?
Or variant?
Variant. Variant.
Yeah. My favorite is the first one that I made, which is an unscented soap. It's a tea soap. It's jujube. Jujube is red dates in Chinese. Jujube and rose tea soap. It's my favorite because I like mildly scented and unscented soaps. If I may share a second, it's gonna be Davao. It's unscented and a hint of chocolate smell. Chocolatey smell because I made it with pure sequate. There's also cacao powder there. Even if it's unscented, it smells slightly of chocolate. Those are currently my favorite soaps. Yeah.
Based yung mga variant na nagawa mo. Alright, so guys, wow. I think ang dami yung unwrap dito sa interview with Ro. Ang dami niyang sinabi. And I'm so glad you discussed even the most parang mga very, very personal things sa'yo, no? Especially yung mistake mo dun sa business recently. Hindi ka gumawa ng holiday set. So, yeah, thank you so much for all your inputs, Ro. So, for my last question, saan ba kami pwede mag-connect online with you or yung brand mo? And then, saan may check out? And how do we order sa products? Open na ba siya? Worldwide, nationwide, or Cebu-wide lang? Mga ganun.
You can find Tropik on Instagram and Facebook. The username is Tropik Goods. So that's Tropik with a K and then Goods. Right now we ship nationwide. Hopefully worldwide soon. For now, we're starting small. Growing slowly but surely.
Alright, so guys, we will leave the link ng Tropik Goods para ma-follow nyo sila sa social media. If I were you guys, follow nyo siya kasi aganda siya ng umaga pag pinapanood mo yung progress. Ayun, tas ang ganda ng mga shots mo ha. Lalo na yung may mga sunrise, sunset. Na parang nagbabask lang siya din. Nagsisunbake yung mga sabon eh. So yeah guys, we will leave the link to Tropik Goods so that you can follow. It's up on Facebook and Instagram. Ro will add a form link if you want to order and fill out the form. Or if not, you can just direct message her. She replies now within 24 hours for now, but don't wait guys kasi mabibisi na yan siya sa susunod. Ro, I'm rooting for your business and I'm rooting for the success of it, of course. And sana makita ko din siya one day after nitong mga COVID. And I'm so inspired by your story and then I'm so inspired sa bravery mo. So like I always said dito sa group natin and sa podcast listeners na, you know what? How to start? Just to start. Literally. Because the best time to start is actually yesterday. Well, whatever you want to do right now, start. Alam mo yun? Ginagawa ko siya. Yun lang. You will find a momentum eh. But
Mhm.
momentum needs velocity kasi eh. So you have to
Yeah.
start. You have to push
Yeah.
the acceleration. So yeah, Ro, naging brave siya. And then, look, kato na siya. And she's an introvert, pero tingnan niyo guys, nakikipag-usap siya sa akin. So, she made time for us, para sa ating mga listeners, to share her story and yung mga lessons niya in creating a side business. So thank you so much, Ro, and we will talk soon.
All right. Thank you, Marge. Bye.
Bye. This episode is brought to you by Dahon Hub, a Davao-based plant shop dedicated to providing healthy, established plants in every home. Check them out on Instagram for houseplants and occasional plant geekery. Their handle is Dahon Hub, DAHONHUB. Thank you for listening to this episode of the podcast. If you enjoyed this, please leave us a review on our Facebook page, Article and Design. Please also follow us on our YouTube channel called Article and Design for more tips on freelancing and business. And if you want to go to the next level, check out our courses at articleanddesigncourses.com. See ya!